I might be one that you can call an expert on AI. In fact, I've worked with AI. I have worked with tons of LLMs, have my own LLM, have a room full of servers running LLMs. So I know a lot about AI and how they work. Today, we're going to be talking about how Baltimore is using AI and how it's not working that the way that they want, and how this is a bigger thing than there has been before because there has been other examples of AI failing, and specifically when it comes to guns. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and talk about it because this is definitely interesting. Okay, guys, I wanted to have Flying Rich here with me, but he's not responding. One of the reasons why, because he does a lot of AI and a lot of AI camera stuff with AI detection. If you recall, several months ago, New York removed all of the Evolve substations because the Evolve systems, since in the past 5 years, have detected zero guns, zero illegally carried guns, which shows that it does not work. Evolve is a system that's in a lot of hospitals and government buildings, including the Smithsonian, and it does not work at all. 5 years, no detected guns whatsoever. So, is this just a problem with Evolve or the overall technology? Totally. And I believe that it is the overall technology totally because we have another example from a company called Omni Alert, who is hooked up to 7,000 cameras in Baltimore County schools and has yet to work. In fact, not only have it not worked, but it has given off false alarms. Last Friday, a week ago from today, so this is really isn't breaking news, but I think it's very important to bring it up. Last Friday, Evolve detected a gun at a Baltimore County school. Police roll in from everywhere and they draw down on a bunch of kids that are standing around. And the police thought that they had a gun. After searching the kids, after they held them at gunpoint and searching the school, whoops, Omni Alert determined that it was false. There was no gun there. This isn't the first time Omni Alert has failed in Baltimore. Last October, a couple weeks ago, Omni Alert alerted to a kid with a gun. So 8 police cars drive up, they surround the kid with guns drawn, throw him to the ground, handcuff him, and they treated to search him. Well, it turned out after reviewing the Omni Alert stuff and the footage that what Omni Alert thought was a gun was a bag of Doritos. He was carrying the bag of Doritos in his hand and he had his index finger pointing out. So, what they thought was that the bag of Doritos was the frame of the gun, and they thought that his finger was the barrel of a gun. So basically, a bag of Doritos turned out to be not that dangerous. The kid was getting off from football practice and was waiting for his parent to pick him up from football practice when the police showed up, threw him to the ground, and handcuffed him and searched him just to find out that it was a bag of Doritos. But that isn't the most funny and also I would say scary thing. But before we get into what the response, I want to go ahead and show you the footage of the incident because it is kind of really interesting. So let me just go ahead and share this and we'll go ahead and watch it. I know high fructose corn syrup is dangerous, but hey, you know, What can you do? All right. So let me go ahead, bring this over here, and we'll go ahead and share this out.
Yes, you. Come here. Keep your hands on your head. Keep walking towards me.
Baltimore County Police handcuffed and searched a high school student after his school's security system, which is powered by AI, flagged the teen's empty bag of chips as a possible firearm.
I was just holding a Doritos bag like this. It was two hands in, one hand out, and one finger out. And it was like, they said it looked like a gun.
Kenwood High School student Takai Allen said he was waiting for a ride home with friends after football practice when about 8 police cars showed up at the school. He said at least one gun was pointed at him.
They searched me, and they figured out I ain't have nothing. Then they went over there to where I was standing, filled the bag of chips on the floor.
A district spokesperson said the district security department canceled the alert after confirming there was no weapon. But Kenwood principal Kate Smith didn't immediately know that and reported the matter to the school resource officer, who called local police for support. The incident is leading some Baltimore County officials to call for a review of how the high school uses the AI gun detection system.
It was a scary situation. It's nothing I've been through before.
Baltimore County's superintendent said reviewing the system and security, quote, is part of our regular practice. Meanwhile, Omnalert, the company that makes and monitors the security system, expressed regret over the incident, but said, quote, the process functioned as intended to prioritize safety and awareness through rapid human verification. CNN has asked Baltimore County Police for comment.
All right. Rich is here. Hi, Rich.
Hey, Crumpy.
So when I reached out to the Omni Alert, what they told me is that the system worked. It worked as intended.
Meaning it identifies bags of Doritos as handguns?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So
are they part of their IT team, or are they part of the go fast and break things methodology?
Probably. So this company's been around since 2023 and has not detected a single firearm in the 2 years that it's been in use. Evolve, which is the other big company, has been around for 5 years and still have not detected a firearm. What it has detected, for some reason, Evolve gets iPads mixed up with revolvers.
That makes perfect sense to me. Not.
Yeah. Evolve works by using LiDAR. So the LiDAR builds a model and it looks for shapes of guns that are printing and stuff like that. Obviously, that doesn't work. Omni Alert uses footage pulled in from cameras that analyzes the printing and everything else in shapes and will determine whether there is a gun or not. That doesn't work either. So we either have a bunch of companies that don't know what they're doing, or the technology is just not there yet.
But you know a little bit about training AI models. I mean,
know a lot about training AI models, and I know you do too. That's why I had you on.
I've got an AI system that I host running on my home network, and it detects cars at a distance that are probably like 20 pixels by 30 pixels.
Yeah, but I think the problem is when you expand it to 7,000 cameras, you can't have a AI model that is that.
But this is incredibly simple to fix. You know, first off, I get images sent to me and purely, completely roll your own. There's bounding boxes put around what it thinks it is when it identifies it. And it would be so simple for a human to say, "Oh, bag of Doritos. That's a mistake."
Well, that is what happened. But when they designated a bag of Doritos, no one called back to school, the principal, to tell them that it was a bag of Doritos and not a gun.
But so it just gives false alarm first, and then they go back and correct it.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh. How do I get this contract?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I can buy a brick and tape it to the side of the wall and say that it detects guns as accurate as the top 2 leading producers of AI gun detecting technology at a fraction of the cost, and be 100% truthful in that statement.
But the brick is actually useful in case there is a armed person in the school.
You'd be able to pick up the brick and throw it at them. But
Yeah.
that would be a truthful statement saying that my brick that is tied to the wall is 100% as accurate as Evolve or Omni Alert.
But if you 3D printed a holder for it and like maybe break glass when needed, the brick would be useful.
Yeah, maybe. It'd be more useful than these 2 systems. So, and what amazes me is every time that someone brings it up, like New York City brought it up, the comp control in New York City is like, "It's not." He's like, "Dude, this doesn't work. Why are we paying for it?" There was people saying, "Oh, we need it. We need it. We still need it. We still need it." And no,
Are
not really. Like, why would you need something that doesn't work?
what are the connections between these companies in every town in all of the gun grabber organizations? Are they just funneling money back into their anti-gun organizations?
Well, these anti-gun organizations are big supporters of the technology.
And I'm sure these technical services providers are also giving money to the anti-gun organizations.
I would probably venture to guess that is correct.
Huh.
I don't have
So
any specific knowledge of that, but I would think that would be correct.
so that is quite incestuous.
I mean, that's the way it works, right?
Indeed.
Why did you leave Israel the second you left? They started shooting again. Who was you that was like a peace dove, an angel sent by God? What's up, Polar Nice? How you doing?
Well, let's see. I left Israel on the 24th of October.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what I am saying is that these systems are not ready for prime time. Do I think that they will get to the point where they can actually detect guns?
How about instead of these stupid systems, we just put an armed cop in every school and call it done?
It probably would be cheaper.
Right.
I mean, I think Evolve charges like 100,000 per location.
Ooh. Oh man, I'll take that contract.
So it probably would be cheaper.
That's crazy. I mean, you could get retired Leo to hang around with his piece and just walk the halls.
Adam, yeah, Rich is not a soldier, not an evangel. Well, he's like a man of God, but he's not like he didn't go to Israel to evangelize people in Israel. And he's not a well. I guess you can say he might be a journalist because he does the YouTube things, but he went over there just to visit.
Just did a church tour,
Yeah,
Holy Land tour.
yeah, just the tour. But I wasn't going over there to do anything.
And there's no truth to the rumor that I was updating the software on the F-35s. That's absolutely false.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I think the technology will get there where one day it will be able to old creepy guy with oh my sorry, Polar Nice is just taking shots at you.
Well, okay then.
I think the technology will advance to where it might be able to do what these companies claim that it will do, but I don't think that it can do it now. As
It's amazing to me that garden variety AI cannot be trained to detect firearms, whether it's printing or not, whether it's concealed in printing or open, can't be like 90 something plus percent accurate,
I can
because
can't.
my AI identifies people,
Yeah,
and it's picking me out. It's like got a side view of my head that's only a couple of pixels, and it's like 98.7% sure it's me.
yeah, but that's a little bit different from firearms. Firearms are usually carried concealed or whatnot,
Right.
and they're smaller, um, especially with your head. I mean,
Thanks, Crumpy. But
no,
I
you always
mean,
think about my head, so that's why I said it.
it,
But no, it's a smaller area, and other things can look like it's printing a firearm. Yeah, and Adam is right. He says depending on who programs it. Yep, and a lot of the code is is just shit, right?
obviously,
So the chip was not. The chips were not concealed. If you think about it this way, right? The evolved system that will sometimes mistake iPads for revolvers. That has to be a coding error because iPads and revolvers look nothing alike.
correct.
So that has to be shit code. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Oh, totally. The old Gigo.
And it's a known bug, and they haven't been able to fix it. Probably because what happens is they bring in people to work on this code, and instead of removing old code, they just write on top of code and write on top of code, and then you get this big convoluted thing. Like programmers out there, you'll be able to know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
You'll
I was just writing code, and I'm like, all right, I've got some old code in there that's no longer used. I really need to remove it, but everything's working, and I don't want to remove it and break anything.
yeah, well, a lot of times they just comment it out and I'm like, oh, that's whatever. A watch list nominee says with the Bucky symbol says H1B visa coding. Ha.
Oh no, it's not even H-1B visa coding. They're just hiring an Indian firm, and whoever shows up that day continues on with the code.
It's probably vibe coding too.
Yeah.
The way the AI actually writes the code. But yeah, so I think that has terrible coding, terrible programming, and the technology is not there. And hooking up 7,000 cameras to a single instance, that is you're gonna have to.
Okay.
That's
So
a lot of processing power right there to.
I have like just under 18 cameras on my home network, and I'm thinking about splitting it up across multiple NPUs for processing.
Yeah, but 7,000 of them.
Yeah, no,
So
you're never going to get that right, and,
yeah,
and you're never going to get it right in a timely fashion either.
yeah. So you either have a massive supercomputer with a lot of NPUs, or it's just not going to work because you're going to have to tone it down. So it's not going to be able to catch everything. It's just
Hmm.
the nature
Hmm.
of it. You have limitations to it.
So this wasn't even the Pop Tart that was chewed into the shape of a gun. It
No,
was just a bag of
Doritos.
Doritos.
He thought the bag of Doritos were the frame of the gun, and he thought his finger was the barrel of the gun.
Oh my. Hmm.
And what's more disturbing is the company said, "Well, yeah, this is good because it shows it actually works." Like,
Mm.
what? No, it does not show that it actually works. It shows that it doesn't work at all.
Shows that it doesn't actually work. Who's their PR person?
I don't know, but like Evolve was in all the Smithsonian's, a bunch of like the majority of hospitals across the country, and all the metro stations in New York, and also Chicago, and some other states, and they claim that it works, but it has found 0 illegally carried firearms, which means that either every single person in New York City, Chicago, and that goes into hospitals and government buildings are following the law, or it doesn't work. So I mean, you can make your own decision on that.
So this is just like Shot Spotter that doesn't work either.
Well, ShotSpotter works 9% of the time, and they
Oh,
claim
I mean that's significantly better than 0.
yeah, they claim 9% of the time is a success. So this works a little bit better than Shot Color, which isn't a high goal at 9% effectiveness.
I want to see their slide deck when they do the pitch.
Well, I bet it's just a bunch of people who don't understand, think, oh, we hate guns. Oh, AI detects guns. That must be a good thing. And then you got the people that are probably getting kickbacks. I don't know if they're getting kickbacks or not, but in my experience, things like that, there's usually kickbacks.
Amen.
So what's the deal with that, right?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
What do we do?
I think we get rid of these contracts and we put some retired law enforcement officer in there for like 50 grand a year.
It would be cheaper.
Yeah.
It would be cheaper, more effective, and the response would be quicker too.
Yes. Yeah, because what people don't understand is I could have, cameras around my house, but unless there's somebody there acting on what's detected, the cameras are useless. It's kind of like the police getting there to write the chalk outline around your body.
Well, how many times does this have to happen before a mistake is made and someone gets killed?
That's an excellent question.
Because it will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah, that's a really bad situation.
And I think that would be a effing shame.
Exactly.
But I know you know a lot about LLMs and AI modeling and NPUs and stuff like that.
Yeah, but this is like AI 101 to get a good image library in detecting firearms. And also, you have to have a go no go button for that a human looks at it before the alert goes out.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a go cancel button.
Yes. Yeah, you can't just. I mean, I'm sure the alert is legally worded in such a way that possible firearm detected. It doesn't say. But along with that, just like I'm alerting my phone, and okay, so the AI mistakes something quite often for a person in my backyard, but it sends an image to my phone, so I know it's just seeing shadows and it's not a person.
Yeah, I see person detected, and it's like I'm like Mandela House. So he person detected. I look, and it's like the way the sun hits something. It made it kind of the shape of a person, and it thought that was a person. But the response is send law enforcement. Okay, well it's not. So let's call back the principal so they can call back the resource officer so they can call back the cops.
Oof.
So if any of those things break down, the police are still going to respond. And with this kid, 8 cop cars showed up and they drew guns on them. And past Friday, a bunch of cops drew down on a group of students as well.
Oh my gosh.
Now, that's a stressful thing. If you think someone might have a gun, then what happens if someone moves or slips or something, makes a sudden move
Sneezes.
or sneezes? Yeah, it's going to get someone killed.
Now, here's the interesting thing that I found it very amusing in Israel, where you could have maybe 1 or 2 guns and maybe a box of 50 rounds of ammo. There are 18-year-old kids running around with M16s, Colt M16s, that is, and nobody bats an eye. So whenever you hear these anti-gunners saying, well, you don't want to make the schools a jail, you don't want to make them in fear for their life because there's an armed security. I saw kids like school trips where there's an IDF officer with an M16. Nobody was bothered there. They were happy to see him.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they say, "Oh, we don't want to turn it into like a prison," blah, blah. But you're putting 7,000 cameras in there, so it's already a surveillance state.
Yes, yes.
So what's your argument? I think we have a fundamental hatred of guns, and I think a lot of the schools are so left leaning that they don't like cops. And I'm not saying cops are perfect. There are a lot of bad cops out there, but there's
Well,
also good
I
cops out
don't think they want the problem solved.
there. No, they don't. But they don't. They definitely don't. That's why we need something that's going to be coming out for fairly shortly. You have to wait a few months, but just wait. There's going to be something. But yep. And it's going to be my gun detection system, which is just going to be a brick. But yeah. Don't want to turn it into a prison, then turn it into a morgue. It's, yeah. Because there's an issue of authorities unaliving innocent individuals from a Google account. Well, that's what I'm saying that we need to prevent by taking these systems, these AI systems out of the schools until they're ready for prime time, because they're not ready for prime time. Even if you think, hey, that'd be great if it actually, if we had a working system that do that, even if you think that, they don't work. So you're just putting people at danger because you have people on edge thinking that they're going to be coming into a school with an armed mass shooter, because that's what the media teaches us, that there's all these school shootings, where school shootings are exceedingly rare, and they're going to be coming in there, and with that, it's not a good situation, because someone will eventually make a mistake and will be over a false alarm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But that's what I really, really worry about. If a highly trained officer, which is debatable sometimes,
Hoo-hoo.
can mistake a phone, pocket lint, or a portrait, it's not portrait, Pop-Tart, sorry, as a pew pew, what makes you think a computer would do any better? Well, with advanced training, it might one day. It definitely does not do it right now. Why not create an AI to corrupt other AIs? That actually happened with the Microsoft AI when they put it online and people turned it into a Nazi. No, seriously, it did. They had to take it offline, the original Microsoft AI.
Yeah, fun story.
Yeah, because it was learning from people, and then 4chan got together and decided to teach it Nazi stuff. And they were successful. So they had to take it offline. That's a funny story. Yeah, AI, we're in the infancy of AI, and AI in the infancy can be fallible. Their AI has something called hallucinations. That's the proper term of AI, where it thinks something that's not true. If you look at a bunch of legal documents, a lot of legal cases that's been filed where people used AI, it referenced cases that do not exist in any way, shape, or form.
And this is the problematic thing is that that was submitted. I was going to mention that case. So
Multiple.
these
It's not one case. It's multiple cases.
so lawyers got lazy. They're pay billing out at 200 plus an hour and decided they're going to have an AI do their work and not even check it, not even have a legal assistant read over and verify.
Yeah, I'm working on a legal Crump GPT. People ask me what happened to Crump GPT. Well, Crump GPT is on the back burner because I'm developing Crump GPT to be a locally run AI that law firms can upload all their documentation and it will pull from their documentation, no other documentation. So it
Oh,
won't
cool.
I've been working on that for a while. I actually have several different places that are kind of interested. So that's why it's been offline for a while. 'Cause it's changing a little bit. Oh, I get that. But yeah, that will be so basically it will be sold in a box. You just take the box, plug it into your network or connect it to Wi-Fi, load your documents. So I have like a NAS built in basically.
Hmm. As
And then
in
it'll be
network attached storage for people that don't know.
yeah, so it's really like a built-in NAS with an AI unit that you be able to load everything up and it will be able to pull. So if you're looking for stuff, the AI will find it and reference your own cases. So that's what I'm working on. That's why it's been a little bit behind from the original intent. There's just more money to be made that way, to tell you the truth.
Jason the Bucks.
No, well, a lot of the lawyers want to use AI, but they're afraid of hallucinations and are afraid of, their stuff being uploaded to the cloud, so to speak.
That makes perfect sense.
So with all their stuff, they can secure it and it'll be all encrypted and stuff like that. It'll be only available on their local networks. So there would be like a built-in firewall and stuff like that. But yeah, that's another project. So I know a little bit about AI. So when I'm coming at this, I'm not coming at this from like a novice or a hobbyist type thing. Especially when it comes to like recognition of things like that. Don't want to get too much into what I did at one of my previous jobs. Rich, you know what I did
Yes.
with identification of things.
Yep.
So yeah. I would say that I have like an expert level knowledge on it, on how these things work. Because I'm just not a YouTuber. I'm just not a journalist. I have a day job.
Just not a pretty face.
Just not a pretty face. I will be in Portland and also Seaside, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington, and like Woodlawn, Washington next week.
The Crump World Tour continues.
Yeah, so I will be meeting up with I think Zanti. No, maybe I'm meeting up with somebody in California. A G23. Vanti, I will be meeting up when I go down to his place near his house in California. G23 should be meeting up with him next week. So if you're in any of those areas, let me know.
How can they
I
get a
would-
hold of you?
just email me, info@crumpy.com, hit me up on Instagram or all my DMs are open. So LA, oh dude, I was near you. I should have reached out to you, LA Vino Latino. Sorry, I'll be back out there shortly after the first of the year. And in the spring, I will be doing I'll be back out there. In the spring, I'll be doing a collaboration in person with Alaskan Ballistics.
Oh, cool, Chuck.
Mhm. Yeah, so in the spring, I'll be doing something with him. in Alaska.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. But I'll be back out there probably in February-ish, maybe yeah, definitely be end of January, right after the SHOT Show, the week after the SHOT Show, I'll be out there for a few days.
Oh, and
Yeah.
the good news is the government won't be shut down again because the continuing resolution extends past SHOT Show. So we got nothing to worry about our flights to SHOT Show.
Yep. We have nothing to worry about. Johnny 3 Bar, where are you? Because chances are, I mean, I already did like I'm doing like the West Coast type stuff. Arizona, Colorado, California, Oregon, Alaska, Washington, like Nebraska, Nevada, Utah, stuff like that. So South Dakota has already been done. North Dakota will be coming up. New Hampshire, probably not going to be in New Hampshire for a while. Just doing mostly West Coast stuff for now. I might do that 5 grand, man. El Paso, Texas. I will be. I'll be down there quite a bit. I'm not sure El Paso, but yeah, there's some Texas. I'll be down in Texas a lot. So I'll hit you up when I go there. I will, Xanthi. I will let you know. I will definitely let you know. All right, guys. I think that is it. I'm gonna go out and take my wife and one of my sons, because my other son is at a birthday party, out to dinner somewhere nice. Maybe go get some Indian food because we have great Indian food in this area. I'm not really sure why Northern Virginia and Ashburn has great Indian food. Rich, any ideas?
All the IT workers
Exactly.
writing this bad AI code.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a bunch of IT workers. So yep. I love Indian food, man. No, LA Vino Latino. I will be in LA after the first of the year. So I will be near you. Like one of the places I'm going is actually, I think, on Hollywood Boulevard. So there you go. So that's how close to LA I will be. Oh, Indian food is all over San Jose. Yeah, it is. But it's also here too. But it's good food, man. I love Indian food. You like Indian food, Rich?
Not really.
Chicken tikka masala, buttered chicken. I love it all, man. I love spicy food. Before I went to Southeast Asia and lived in Southeast Asia for a while, I hated spicy food. Now I like it. After I lived in Southeast Asia, probably connection there. I think I burned my taste buds. But yep, with that, I think we're gonna get out of here. Anything else you want to say? Anything you want to plug, Rich?
Blindrich.com, I got great affiliate links that I'm pimping. And of course, definitionknives.com for your EDC cutlery needs.
Yeah, the Definition knives. You guys have some great knives.
I love them, and I am a co-owner. So yeah, I am biased, but it's amazing. It's like, oh my gosh, this is my company. These are cool.
I'm still better you guys didn't bring me in on that.
Crump, you got all that money rolling in. You don't need us.
I'm just joking, man. Dude, you know me. I'm not like a Jordan Vemmer that starts businesses all the time, but I don't have any time. I am just so busy with everything else that I work on and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. And also F Flash Forge. Thank you so much.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah. You're not allowed to print guns, or you violate our terms of service of you buying their guns. Whatever.
That's pretty bad.
There's Night Strike out there. I haven't seen Night Strike. Night Strike. When remember down at the gathering, when people come up and say hi. Night Strike's like, I got a YouTube channel too.
Oh,
Just joking, Night Strike. I love you, buddy. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you so much, and he bought a journal. I don't get any money from that. I just told him, yeah, you can use my name. But with that, we're gonna get out of here. So I will see you guys later. What do you like that? Because it was funny. Not familiar. All right, guys, that's it. You guys have a great weekend, and we're out of here. See you later. And with that, by the way, if you're looking for 3D printer, Creality on the 16th will have the K1 on sale for $299. I don't have an affiliate link or anything with them, but it's a great deal. So, and it's a pretty good printer. Yeah.
I think Night Strike